Welcome to Tuesday Night Torgs. I'm JM, your GM, and with me, as always, are my Storm Knights, the Four Horsemen. And we're just going to jump right into it. When we last left off, you guys, in the interim of the explosion that rocked several sites in Philadelphia, we sort of had a flashback to what had brought you to the city in the first place. Now, you then sort of tried to pick up the pieces, figure out where to go next, and were able to track down the Tharcold gentleman, Nikolai, who you had remitted to police custody. You managed to get there and interrogate him, and during the interrogation, who was it that was it Edith who intimidated him into revealing the face that kept talking under his arm? This Tharcoldian had several faces that were bound into his skin, and when that was released and you revealed this final face, it was the face of the assistant to the director, Agent Smith. And as we ended, a bunch of pieces fell into place. And before we get into this session, we had a couple of comments from last week's video. So first of all, thank you always for commenting. We read them, we enjoy them, we will respond to them on stream. So the first one was from Alex. Alex had a really great point. The design philosophy of Torg is that I will be letting you know if you play a card, if it will affect the outcome. So you'll get to know that. Like if you ask that question, it'll be answered before you actually play the card or not. Very player-facing mechanic. Want to make sure that we engage with those as best as possible. Josh had a question for Edith. Is your monster hide duster lined with werewolf fur? And if so, what colors and materials is the coat made of? So Edith, you want to give us a response to that before we jump in here?
So I think it's a leather duster, but I think it's vampire skin leather.
Does it burst into flames in the sun, or has it been alchemically treated?
It's been alchemically treated.
It sparkles.
It's oh no!
It does not sparkle.
And suddenly, all of the vampires in Torg Eternity in JM's head have just been written out of existence. So Alex and Josh, thank you for posting. Thank you for watching. To everybody who watches, greatly appreciate it. We're going to get back in. We're going to sort of pick up right where we left off. With the reveal under the mercenary's arm that it is Agent Smith. So, picking up right there, what do you do and what is the plan?
Well, we need to get in touch with Smith right away. I mean, well, we don't need to get in touch with him. We need to find out who replaced him.
I immediately start checking the cell phone that Wrongface Smith gave me for bugs.
Give me a computer roll there, V.
So that is a 15.
Total?
Mm-hmm.
All right. With a 15, you definitely notice that the location services has been turned on your phone.
Turn it off.
And with a 15, with a good result, you do notice some there is some cyber papacy level programming that has been embedded in these phones, and they have been broadcasting. The mics have not been turned off.
Cool. I'm going to try and fix that on my phone, and I'll tell the others. Can I just have your phones, please?
Smith touched all these phones, right? He
think
gave all of these to us.
All of those phones were the ones that were in the vehicle that he gave you.
But did he actually have them in his hand that he handed them to us? Here's your phones.
No, if you remember, he put them. He left them in the car for you.
That's right. Son of a bitch.
Yes, this is awkward situation.
All right, I gather everybody up and say, we need to go. Come on, let's get out. And I'll try to move us
The
out of
swa-
the.
Do we know how long Nikolai has had that face?
You have not asked him.
Yeah, Nikolai, when you said you haven't had that face for very long, how long is not very long?
You see he kind of scratches at it as if it's still sort of new and doesn't quite fit, and he kind of catches one of the nostrils and pulls it, and the face sort of whimpers a little bit. Oh, about 2 weeks. Takes about a month for graft to settle down.
Okay. All right.
Why? Who
He
is
was
he?
the guy on the inside for the attack on the.
Is this important?
Nope, just curious. Thank you.
It could be. Nikolai, can you come here? I will not hurt you. I just need to touch the face.
Normally you have to pay good ruble for this sort of thing.
I touch it. I use my new power, clairsentience, to try to locate the rest of Smith, the Tharcold power.
All right, so what does that say?
The psychic can use an object that was recently within the past 24 hours in the possession of someone to track that person.
So
I smell, touch, and focus on the object.
Oh, so that would not apply to the face. He's had the face for approximately 2 weeks.
Oh, never mind.
You done? You got good feel?
I good feel.
You're a strange man. And he goes and sits back down. The police officer who's like
This
holding
guy face attached to his body.
Really? Was that absolutely necessary? What are we supposed to do with this guy?
So you have arranged for him to be returned to Tharcold?
Lady Salvo has, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Lady Salvo, not V. Carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, let me touch one of the phones that Smith had.
Can I leave the location settings on the phone, but trick them into being incorrect, so sending out false information?
Definitely. Yeah. With your good success, I'll allow you to have that. Anton, she gives you your phone back. You can totally use your clairsentience power on that.
Okay, just let me hold phone for a minute. I smell it. I touch it. I concentrate. It says I have to smell it. I don't know why.
That's a question for the designers. I did not put that one in.
So an 18 is plus 5, and that's precog. So that gives me a 17, which is 5 over. It's a good success because the target number is 12. Good. If the object owner is dead, the psi can feel it and gains directions toward the body. So if he's dead. If not, I don't know if you've looked it up. After the psi gets a general sense of where the person is currently located, the psi can use his ability to track the target. He does not know the target's exact location, but can home in on it as it gets closer. Within 50 meters, then I can pinpoint the target.
All right, so you get a general idea of where the person, the owner, is currently at, or the person who you're sensing. You definitely you get like this. The first thing that kind of comes off the phone is this strong antiseptic smell, kind of this very sterile, like high level of like industrial strength medical cleaners. You do hear a fire alarm kind of like in the background, and you get the general sense that he's kind of east of you. I did not hear you, Mark.
That's not back where the headquarters is.
No.
Okay. He is to the east.
Ross, you had your hand up. What were you?
Just that scent is a very strong component to memory,
Yeah.
and that was the intent of the psychic. Is you got to trigger your different acid areas of your brain. So
Nice. See? Ask a question, get an answer.
I'm just glad they didn't say I have to taste it, because I would have had to lick Nikolai.
That would have made that interaction just that much better. Now,
Maybe next time.
You do know that the last time you saw Smith, he was being loaded into an ambulance to being taken to a hospital to be treated.
yeah, the imposter's at a hospital nearby. If we hurry, we might be able to catch him.
I asked one of the police officers with a riot shotgun pointed ineffectually at the ceiling. Is there a hospital to the east of here?
Yeah. Penn Pres. It's a Presbyterian hospital. It's about 7 blocks that way.
Very good.
We'll need some form of transportation unless we want to trust that car.
No, let's take a new car. Let's take a cop car.
How are you going?
You want to drive us there? Ask the officer.
I could can certainly drive if we can get some keys.
The kind of the officer in charge looks at you, having kind of watched this interaction, and while keeping his gun on Nikolai, kind of reaches, unhooks a set of keys, and tosses them to Lady Salvo. If what's going down is what I think is going down, you're going to need that. Go just out this hall, elevator down to LL. You'll hit the button. You'll find my car.
All right, I do that.
All right. Good luck. And he sort of stretches out. Shut up. Soon I will be back in irradiated Darkhold. It'll be good times. All right. So as you guys head down,
Osvadonia.
don't get any on you. The officer's directions are very clear. Down the stairs, elevator, or down the hall, elevator. You hit the first button. You hear a boop boop, and there is Lady Salvo. You are not familiar with many of the vehicles of this time, of this cosm, but you can tell that one was built for speed. Ooh. It's got a big horse kind of logo on the grill on the front.
Are there enough seats for all of us?
There are. 2 people will have to squish into the back.
Okay.
Which means, humorously, there's probably, 10-minute montage of, wait, now how do we get the seat? Forward, back.
Is it under the seat or next to the seat?
That's right. Luckily for you, you're from the 1930s where everything is stick.
Yeah, the only question is who's riding shotgun and who's in the back.
So is this a civilian car or a police car?
This is a
Mustang.
civilian Mustang. Yes.
Okay. So there's no divider between the front and the back, and
Nope.
gotcha.
Why?
Okay.
Matt, something has tickled Maddie.
I'm just like, there's no divider, but they still child lock the door.
It's like, oh, come on. All right. So, Ross, with Anton's directions and kind of your sense of the area, it doesn't take you long to get to the hospital. You saw signs pretty early on, and as you get there, you can see the building is locked down. There are more police cars around it, and there are police sort of moving into position at the hospital.
I want to zoom up to the entrance and do a stylish, like stop next to the door.
I'll give it to you. You have super high decks. The car squeals, and one of the detectives kind of puts his hand out. Hey, this is police business. We have an active shooter in there. What are you doing?
Well, when we get out of the car, it'll become obvious we are not any normal people.
You are not.
We're here to stop that shooter. Someone's inside impersonating a fellow named Agent Smith.
Yeah. That's what they said. This guy, Edward Smith, brought in for that incident down at the harbor. Wait, are
Yeah,
you?
he's not who he appears to be.
Oh, I was warned in the briefing this morning. You guys, Delphi Council?
That's right.
Yeah.
I get out the card from the guy.
That's right. Do you want backup, or are you going in on your own?
We should. We don't need to endanger any more lives. We'll go on our own.
You know which floor he's on.
8. And he holds up his hands, and they toss like a big radio. Guy catches it. Just holds it out. Probably to Edith.
My hands are full at the moment.
That's right. I don't have time for a radio. Channel 6. Stay on that. You let us know if things go south, we come in.
I hand the object to V.
She's like holding it like this. I don't. What can you do this?
He's just like keys the button. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I pinch the button and there's this huge screech of feedback.
Okay.
What floor is the shooter on?
He's
Of
on
course,
8.
V's like, oh, look, it's an antique.
What was your name?
Mine? James Barrera. Nice to meet you. Listen. We still have people in there. We are locking the floors down. I haven't heard. We have no demands from the sky. We have no ideas of what went wrong. All we know is that
What triggered it?
none at all.
Our target can impersonate other people, so until we get back, no one in or out.
Especially police officers in PPE.
Of course.
I've seen that movie.
Of course. Sure, why not? So we have some sort of master of disguise thing going on here?
It would seem.
So let's
Anton, is there a reason to believe that this shape-shifting quality is from Tharkold, or are we talking, like, monsters?
Yeah.
We're talking monsters?
I don't know.
You don't know. How do I test if it's from Tharkold? I can deal with vampires. I can deal with werewolves. I can tell you, I've probably hunted shapeshifters.
Doppelganger?
Maybe if we get a look at it, you can identify it.
Well, I want to test this guy who is being mysteriously helpful.
Ah.
He's
Well,
a good public servant.
why don't you give me...
Does he float? Is he heavier than a duck?
Is he heavier than a duck? What else floats?
Small pebbles.
Small pebbles. More water.
Wood.
She turned to me. Okay. You know what? Give me a charisma. Just give me a charisma check.
You sure you want to go with charisma?
I am now.
we got 3 possibilities. It's okay.
That's right. You each have 3. You each have 3 possibilities. It's good.
Oh, we're okay. Don't worry about it. I got 10.
A total of 10?
Yes.
Huh. All right. The guy seems on the up and up. He seems very level, as if this is not the first time he has responded to some sort of threat like this. The only time you've seen him flapped is when you've started bringing out the Delphi Council stuff. Like, when it comes to, like, the invading cosms, you kind of get the feeling that most people in here, even though the living land is not that far away, it's still sort of that out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, this is going on in other parts of the world, but you know what? Philly is firmly in core Earth.
Okay.
For now.
For now.
So I guess I'll look at
Do
you.
you have any recommendations on which way we enter? Fire escape, front door, back door, side door?
You can take it. You can go in the front door. We've got it locked down. It's just, good luck.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's go. I'll open the door and start walking in looking for a stairwell.
As we go in, I will attempt to increase our awareness.
Ah.
Okay.
This is we all kind of get with close because it has to be within a 10-meter radius, and then depending how they roll, your defenses will go up. Remember that new card you gave me, Drama? I'm going to use it to roll again. Well, wait. Never mind. I won't because it's a 1, so that's an automatic fail, right?
Unless you have second chance,
Unless you have second chance.
which I do, and I could play for him.
That works for me.
So, Lady Salva will be like, wait, don't be so dramatic. So I'll play second chance for. Yeah.
So I roll again and ignore the first roll?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a quick comment. I don't appreciate that second chance and second wind are both cards that you can have because I keep thinking I have second chance and I don't.
You have second wind.
We'll need that. Don't worry. All right, let's try this again. I will now spend my drama card because I rolled a 2. But it's not a failure automatically.
All right, Mark.
He tells me that someone doesn't want me to pass this test.
Some kind of interference, clearly.
But that's a 19.
That is how
19,
diabolical
21.
Lapis is.
That's an
She's
8.
able to influence you meta.
rolled. Precog. My precog is 12. So I rolled a 20, which is an outstanding success. You all get +2 on your defenses, and the range is increased to 20 meters. But I take it they have to stay within 20 meters of me to do this? Okay. It is a concentration. I'll have to continue this concentration.
Yeah, you're like a hub, and you're sort of mentally adjusting us so that we are in the optimal
Okay. So
configuration to
you got
avoid
+2 on your
damage. All right. I'll take point, and I'll start heading for the stairs and see if I can find a way up.
All right, as you enter in, you can see that the lobby has been locked down. There's no one at the desk. The elevator doors are open, and you can clearly see there are 2 uniformed officers standing by the stairwell. All of the lights in the building have like the overhead fluorescents are off, but there's obviously an on-site generator, as there are like the emergency lights are going. You can still see things have power, but it's obviously in some sort of alternate power state, if that makes sense. Like something has happened here.
All right. I'm going to insert my my earbud and turn on my weird science musical device,
Okay.
and we'll head. I'm just going to go upstairs.
All right. So Lady
Unless
Salvo's
these
in the
guys stop
lead.
me.
No, we'll just follow along too. Just clear the way.
Can I peek at one of the wall directories and see what it says the 8th floor is?
Yes.
Good idea.
The 8th floor is basically the recovery ward.
Can you hack into the security cameras? Looking around, I'm sure there's cameras in this hospital.
I can try. I would need to find the server room.
Yeah, it's all CCTV, so she would have to find the
Can't you just plug into that wire up there?
I mean, I could try. It would be easier from the server room, though.
I thought you liked a challenge.
Are you baiting me?
Double dare you.
Good job, guys.
You're I see you as a more advanced being that doesn't need to actually sit at a computer to do things. So,
Would I be able to, Jam, or would I need to find the server room?
Yeah, if you're able to do this, this would be a very difficult task because it's not so much about your capabilities, but the system's limitations. But if you want to give me a roll, I will allow you the opportunity to try and do this. It will be a much more difficult task. We're talking a heroic level task, which would be an adjusted difficult number of 18.
18.
do you want to go to the server room, or should you back us up with your fist of iron? If you can see through the cameras, you can talk to us while we're doing things. So,
Right. I might try and find the server room just so I have also multiple screens and not limited to one feed.
Like the security office is on the first floor here.
Perfect. I will head that direction.
If you want to, one of the uniforms says, I can take you there if you like.
Yes, please.
All right.
do we trust him?
As much as
We
anything
trust
else.
No one in this city anymore.
Yeah.
The,
No one and nothing.
The little name tag says, or the little name plaque says Livingston. All right. Yeah, I think
Officer Livingston, I presume.
So yeah, he will lead you off that way as the three of you kind of ascend up the stairwell. When you get to this 7th floor, you can see that there are police officers in more tactical gear that kind of watch you come up from the 6th floor. They're holding here, but they've got another person 1 floor up who's kind of keeping an eye on the 8th floor. V, at this point, well, in the time it takes them to ascend the floors, Officer Livingston takes you to the security room. You can see the doors propped open. There are several banks of CCTV screens. A couple of them are staticky, but they all seem to be tuned into the same floor. Like,
Look at all the floors.
what would you like to do?
I would like to see if I can get a bead on what's going on the 8th floor, but then also maybe check the stairwells. So does it look deliberate that it's all been changed to the 8th floor, or were all of the cameras already on the 8th?
No, it looks like it was deliberately changed this way. If you want to give me a computer roll as you kind of sit down in here, we'll see what your level of your degree of control here is.
I'll just keep an eye on the door. This is outside of Lady Savo's experience, so I'll just keep watch, essentially.
Did we have to go up the stairs, or did we go up an elevator?
You guys said you
We're
were
on the
taking
first floor.
stairs.
Okay.
I thought we were still on the first floor.
Oh, I thought the three of you were heading up the stairs.
I thought we were going to the server room.
Oh, all right. Were you going together or were you separating up?
Yeah, I thought she was just going to go by herself, and we would go up the stairs, and then she can talk to us.
I will leave that in the hands of the group.
Well,
If you want, that's what I thought we were going to do. But if you said no, we should stick with her, then we'll go down and stick with her.
all right, then she's on her own, and the three of us are upstairs, I guess.
And V is never heard from again. No,
She has a fist.
she does have that knockout fist move.
A willpower to get it to 16.
Oh, all right, a willpower to get it to 16 will get you a good success on this. So you can see your team ascending the floor. The general layout of the 8th floor is it's sort of laid out in a cross pattern in this tower that they're in, kind of a central nurse's hub. 4 hallways, 3 of them lead to the recovery rooms. 1 sort of leads to the waiting room and the elevator banks and the stairwell access. You can see several things. You can see a group of doctors and nurses and patients have all sort of been gathered into the center, nurses' hub. They are corralled within the large nurses' station. Most of the nurses and the doctors are attending to patients who have clearly been moved before they are ready. And there are 3 people that are currently moving around. Two of them seem like hired local thugs. One of them is limping rather pronounced. As they kind of move around, they've got short, kind of very stubby sort of machine gun or high rate of fire weapons. The other one is Smith, and he is talking into a phone and kind of waving his hand. And you see one of the doctors kind of come up to him and hold out a small tray, and you can see there are several scalpels on it. And he just grabs one, and as he's talking, he kind of turns away from the camera that you can see, and he starts cutting along the edge of his face. Or at least that's what it looks like. You're muted, Maddie.
Lovely.
Gross. I will call Anton because I know he knows how to work a cell phone.
As you sneak up the stairwell,
yeah.
bring. No.
He drops it down the stairs. And I will relay all of this to him. So kind of give him a play-by-play. Huddled in the middle, doctors and nurses tending. One of the guys is wounded, and I'll try and update them on the positions.
Where
also,
are we coming out? Like our door, and where are they? To our right, in front of us?
They're gonna be sort of down the just about halfway down the hall. You're gonna kind of come up,
Straight ahead.
yeah.
Okay, they straight ahead, and Edwards, he cut his face off right now. I say we go.
I'd start to run.
Why are these folks? Are there people on the floor, or why are these folks just waiting in the stairs?
These are police officers. They've been told to hold.
Yeah, and I tell the group there's 3, Edward and 2 other guns, so they should expect 3. I think we should go in. Lady Salvo in front, us on either side. Nice little V formation. Let Salvo lead the way with her blazing brass 45s.
I'm gonna start running.
All right, Lady Salvo.
Thanks to my high dex, I have a really good movement speed.
Rips open the door, kind of goes through. Several things happen at once. First of all, Lady Salvo, as you kind of come into the hall, you can hear the thump of Edith's boots behind you, and Anton's, more delicate race pace. I don't know.
I'm wearing big work boots.
That's
so it
fair,
still
right?
look like
So the
they
clumps,
fit right.
the
They're not
satisfying clumps of your ally, your teammates' heavy boots on linoleum. The guy who was kind of facing you turns, the one with the limp, and you see the blood drain from his face. He's like, "Oh no, not her again! You recognize the thug that you shot earlier in the week."
Yeah.
At this point, Maddie, you can see
Sometimes they come back.
Smith sort of wipes his face, and he throws it up against one of the glass observation windows, where you can see also written in blood is, "But what's going on in the basement?" ? And now I'm going to draw a drama card.
Oh no.
no.
Thank you, Lily. All right, so Lily, tell me when to stop shuffling.
And now?
All right. So, our first drama card is "Oh no." So if you are new to to Torg. Initiative and dramatic task resolution are handled with drama cards. And this tells us who goes first, who goes second, what approved actions are. If you do an approved action, you get to draw a destiny card from the deck. And if anybody has bonuses or penalties. So,
just a reminder, it's who's on first, what's on second.
Well, Mark will not get the bonus from this card. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so this card. Oh no, villains will go up first, and at the heroes will have to deal with a surge. So you guys will have to make a contradiction check. So
that's our reality roll.
That will be a yes, a surge is a single d20 roll with the worst of your contradictions. Everybody is in is a one case contradiction. So it's just a straight d20. If you roll a 1, you suffer disconnection. So
let's hope I got that out.
The approved actions are defending or intimidation. I feel sometimes like when I'm GMing Torg and I come to that part of the drama card, I feel like Alex Trebek. The approved actions are defend and intimidation. For 200, it is the villain's turns to go first. The guy in front of you.
First, or when we go?
When your action happens, like when the villains go, then the heroes will check for contradictions. Lady Salvo, the guy in front, is just scared spitless of you. And
that's fair.
Is going to shoot you, which I also think after the earlier attempts might be understandable in some way.
Legit.
So I'm guessing, he said, that a fire combat roll of 10 minus what I rolled will not hit you. So I'm guessing a 6 does not hit you. All right.
Not even close.
He sprays and prays, and no god chooses to answer. The other one is like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "It's out the one I told you about." And you hear this very sort of, it starts off as Smith's voice and ends in something very metallic and inhuman. Oh, right on time. The lady's timetables they hold. And Smith comes around the corner, and you can see clearly, he has cut free the face that was Smith's, and underneath you see sort of the cybernetic techno-demon skull that is beneath it. Always the thorn. Always the thorn. And you can see he holds up what Anton recognizes as a pulverizer. And he is going to take 2 shots, one at Lady Salvo and one at Anton.
This will hurt.
With a 7, he spends a possibility.
Okay.
So that means you guys know I still can't roll above a 10, but thank God for possibility. So when you are facing a reality-rated foe, they may have possibility to spend it all of the same ways that you guys get to spend them.
So we got a 17 plus 4.
So a plus 4 with the pulverizer gives me a 19.
Okay, so this is the question. Am I within range of Anton's ability?
Yes, you are within 60 feet of Anton.
Okay, so my dex is a 13. I have 3 adds in dodge for a 16. I have +2 when I'm listening to music for an 18, and then Anton pushes me to a 20.
All right, Anton, do I hit
so
you?
that's like it just barely, like I'm gonna say that like hits the hat.
Yeah. So what does it look like?
He
comes up with this. I mean, and a pulverizer is just a massive a massive weapon from Tharkold. How close does it get to you? What does it look like, Lady Salvo, as you sort of dodge out of the way? Heightened awareness?
Yeah, it hits my hat. Like time slows down. I kind of hear like the tendons in his finger pull the trigger and just move it at the absolute last second out of the way.
All right. Anton,
Style.
I hit you.
Yes, even with my bonus, my dodge is 12. Luckily, I'm wearing Techno Demon armor.
So I will hit you for a good success.
I will spend the possibility to soak that.
Well, you got to wait and see what I get, right? What is your toughness, sir?
Toughness with armor or just toughness?
Toughness with armor.
12.
All right.
For the record, that is way higher than my toughness.
I'd rather not be hit.
All right, so that exploded once.
Ooh.
So 6, 17, 23. What is your toughness again? I apologize, Mark.
12.
12. So I beat your toughness by 11. That will be 2 wounds and 4 shock.
And we can't play cards right now because we don't have any on our hand.
That is correct. You could play for a critical moment.
Yeah.
So I spend a possibility to make the roll. Can I spend a possibility to add to my roll?
You can.
Okay. Because I don't think an 8's hacking it. My dice are not worth me, so we'll make that an 18. So 18, that gives me a total of 19 on my roll.
So a 19 on your roll is a good success. So you will ignore basically everything. The 2 wounds, because it's 2 wounds and 4 shock, and with a good roll, you ignore 2 wounds and all shock.
Okay.
So how do you? What does this happen? What does this look like? Because the shot definitely hit you.
Since I kind of see myself as the kinesis psyker, it's almost like I just throw up a little bit of a shield that just kind of parts around me and doesn't affect me.
All right. The last guy.
Will probably kill me.
Did you say will probably kill you?
Probably kill me with a homemade shiv.
He does have a homemade shiv, but he is not going to use that. Lady Salvo is in the lead, so he's going to take a double tap at her and roll a 10. Well, that's the end of my turn.
Everyone's just afraid of Edith. They're like,
let's not even shoot at her.
That first guy is definitely scared of Lady Salvo. Like, hands down.
Yes, but no one attacked Edith.
So
it's the big gun and creature hide coat. They're just like, she's gonna make a coat out of me. I'm not shooting at her.
So you guys are about 12 meters away from this center console, the center station. It is now your turns. As you take your turns, I would like you to roll the d20 to see if you disconnect. So who would like to go first?
I'll go first because I'm on a roll tonight.
Did you roll a 1?
Is this No, I don't roll a 1. Is this a hard?
Is
Can I ask what the threshold is? Is it just?
No, so it's a straight d20 roll. If you roll a 1, you suffer disconnection.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I rolled a 6.
Okay.
So the threshold is 2, technically.
That is fair.
Gotcha.
Also,
that
Phantom
guy's
of
gonna
Truth
go
is offering me back that possibility that I gave him several weeks ago to use as the GM. I think it's only fair that I take it. All right, what are you doing, Anton?
I vote to ban Phantom of Truth from the game.
Nope, I'm sorry. He's Team GM. He stays. All right. All right. So Anton, you
I'm
check.
level 6, so I don't disconnect.
Okay. Yeah. So you surge. Nothing happens. The storm sort of crackles around all four of you, but you kind of emerge from this red and blue glow, still connected to Tharkold. What are you doing with your turn?
He was Edward, so he doesn't. It's not connected to his arm like a lot of cyber demon. It's actually in his hand. How would you adjudicate if I tried to use my telekinesis to pull it out of his hand? So it'd be a strength versus his strength to let go. Okay. And since I'm concentrating on our awareness, if I do another psychic power, then it's considered a multi, right? But I can shoot my carbine and it's no penalty, right? Okay. Okay. I'm going to try just to shoot the cyber demon. See, new die, it's much better. Does a 12 hit? Okay. 13. Ping.
Sorry. It hits and it just sort of falls. The bullet sort of just falls off.
Should have bought those armor-piercing rounds. Oh, well. That's my action.
All right. Who's going next?
Lady Salvo, are you ready?
I am. Okay, so we can see how many goons and Smith? We can see 2 goons and Smith?
That is
right?
correct. You can see 2 goons and Smith.
Okay. Well, I will continue my forward motion running and leap onto a gurney on my back and roll past the 2 goons and shoot them in the back.
All right.
So I'm multi-attacking.
Oh, you're going to shoot the goons in the back as you go by?
Yeah.
All right. Give me the multi-attack.
All right. And I invested more points into fire combat, so this is going to be truly ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
-2 for the fire for the multi-action.
Okay.
All right, that's a 19 on the die, so it's a +6. That would be that's a 26 total.
Even with the minuses?
That's at -2, that's a 26.
Yeah, so you have an outstanding success there, Lady Salvo. Would you like to roll?
Yeah, do I roll damage separately, right?
Yeah.
All right, so goon number 1 takes 22 AP2, non-lethal.
You drop him.
And the other guy takes the same exact amount.
Yeah. So you guys see, and so Maddie, what's really weird for you is you're watching all of this at a very low frame rate, so you just sort of see Lady Salvo like skip
Like
in
an 8-bit.
blocks across, and you see the muzzle flashes, but you don't hear anything. And also, seeing as I was apparently muted for that, Phantom of Truth is TGM and therefore immune to all sorts of player. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep that. That possibility is. I like that that's coming back to me. Edith, you are up, or V. You see both goons just drop. Are you shooting to wound or to for unconsciousness or for
To wound.
to wound? All right. Both of them go down, and in fact, the other guy you hit in his other leg, and so he is on the ground. Why? Yeah. Ow! Ow!
I used to be
Ah!
I used to work for the man. So I got shot in the knee.
Oh, JM.
Yes.
As a free action, I'll tell him next time I'll aim in between them.
They are both out of the combat, and that guy on the right is definitely rethinking basically all of the life choices that brought him to this point. He's thinking back to that day at 7 years old where he was like, "Do I take that candy bar? Yeah, I think I do." And he's cursing that young child. Edith and V, who's going next?
Lady Salvo, don't forget to put a card in play.
Oh yes, I will put in opponent fails in play.
All right.
I put action in play.
All
Great
right.
card.
Action. Oh, and I need to check for surge too.
You
don't
do
I?
need to check for surge.
Yeah. So survey says I did not. I got a 5. So
All right.
Good.
V.
Only opponent left standing is the Techno Demon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough fight. Well, until Lady Salvo goes again and shoots him in the knee and
And then in the other knee.
sells everything. Yeah.
he'll be an ex-adventurer.
Well, you never know. Edith has a crossbow, right?
That's right. She
He
could put
doesn't
an
have
arrow in his knee.
crossbow.
An arrow in his knee.
Well, that's true. All right, fine. But I suffer a penalty if I call the shot. Yeah.
Oh, it was just a
You do.
phrase. You can just
Well,
shoot him.
you can call the shot for extra damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a -4 penalty, but a +4 to the damage that you do, which is pretty great.
Yeah. What would you like to do, Edith? First of all, you need to check and see if you just suffer from the surge.
I make it through the surge
Okay. Well, fine.
with a 9. All right, I will endeavor to shoot the Techno Demon with my crossbow.
All right. Go for it.
Most of the game's pretty even. Her crossbow really isn't any worse than my rifle.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's pretty even. I like it.
I would like to re-roll for a possibility.
Possibilities roll an ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. I got a 14.
You got a 14.
Remember, the second roll is a 10 minimum.
Yes.
Yeah.
I re-rolled a 12.
What's your skill?
What?
What's your?
Yeah. So what was your total on the die? You got a 12.
Yeah. So the total on the dice was 17, which is a +4,
Mm-hmm.
and then missile weapons I've got 10.
Okay.
You're good.
So you hit. What's the base damage on your weapon?
13.
All right. You put the arrow sort of in the flesh of his thigh, and he just kind of moves, and you can hear the bolt snap inside, and one of the pieces just kind of falls off.
Yuck.
The lady, she spoke highly of you. So far, I am not impressed. V, in the basement, in the room, you see people talking back and forth, but there's no sound.
If only you can wirelessly shut him down.
Can I see the observation window?
Yes.
Do I have a shot of that?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what's going on in the basement.
All right. Give me a computer roll.
Oh, do I have to do the thing first?
Actually, no. You made your computer roll before. So you flip a couple of switches. You kind of are like, all right, this is pretty low tech, but I think I can. There's definitely buttons labeled B.
Basement.
So you hit the button, and it, there's a momentary transition as the system responds to what you are doing, and you can see that kind of in the parking garage, down, the hospital is built on top of its own parking garage, and as you look, you can see that there are several large delivery vans that have been arranged in sort of a circle. And as you kind of adjust the camera to kind of get a really good look at what is going on down there, you definitely see people in like large people in really sort of bulky hoodies with the hoods drawn up. And as you watch, they sort of lever into position a stone obelisk that kind of comes to a point, and there are vines that are just wrapped around it, and they take this giant, almost dinosaur-looking skull, and they smash it down on top of it.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and call Anton and tell him that.
I assume that Anton, you can put the phone on speaker and just sort of clip it to the front of your...
I've got a hands-free comm thing that I had before. I just
There you go.
hooked the phone to it.
And Maddie, I do need your surge roll, by the way.
Yeah, it was a 12.
It was a 12? All right, you're fine.
Cool. So, they're erecting an obelisk with a dinosaur head in the basement. Should we be concerned?
Oh crap! Get cops down there. They must stop it, or we will become part of the how you say, living lands.
Do I have the ability to send a police force down there, or is that another turn?
Officer Livingston is standing right there.
Oh, right.
What is that? What is going on?
You get some police officers down there.
This is Sammy. Officer Livingston. We need backup in lower level green section. I'm heading down there right now. Are you okay, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. And he to the sound of patent leather shoes off of linoleum, kind of goes running out. All right, that is the end of that round. We're going to go into our next round. The new drama card is You're Thrown Back. Heroes go first.
Those, right?
What?
You did shuffle those, right?
I did shuffle them, yeah. Heroes go first. Villains have a flurry, which means they will get to act twice. There is only one villain, but he will get to act twice. Approved actions for this round are taunt or trick. Again, if you play a taunt or if you take a taunt or a trick action, you will get a destiny card. Maddie, are you putting a card into your action pool?
Sure. I will put in Rally, I think.
All right.
I played Second Wind.
Second Wind.
Not
or
second chance.
That's second chance.
Don't make me check again. I keep checking.
We were all there making the same joke. All right, heroes, you are up first. What are you going to do, knowing that at the end of your actions, this techno demon is going to take 2 turns?
Does Lady Salvo want to soften him up?
I think I'd like to. Yeah, I want to set him up for you guys. I think what I'll do, JM. I'm going to describe an action, then I'll tell you what the action is.
Perfect. That's the way that is the way I love having
right.
turns described.
So I somersault off the rolling gurney, and with a kick, I send it into the room with Smith. I'm going to fire my guns at the gurney so that it gets a torsion on it, and it'll slam into Smith and sort of pin him up against the wall. And it's a maneuver. This is a maneuver attempt.
And you're attempting to, I assume, make him vulnerable?
Actually, yes, because if I set him up, there's a good chance that the other two guys could probably take him out.
All right. So go for it.
All right. So it's a maneuver, and I'm currently at so roll this. All right. So that's a 17, 4. I will throw a possibility on this just to make sure, because I really, really want this to work. Okay, so a 36 ought to do it. That's plus 11. So it's a 26 total maneuver.
All right, so here's the way this works. If Ross hits the DN of this creature's maneuver, he can make them vulnerable or stymied. We've established that he's going for vulnerable. If he gets a good success and beats it by 5, he can make them very vulnerable or very stymied. In this case, however, he beat it by more than 10, so this is an outstanding, and it is player's choice. So what would you like to have happen here, Lady Salvo?
In this case, the gurney actually slams his gun arm in between it and like a fire extinguisher on the wall, and he's just kind of locked in. He's like, he can't aim it.
Okay, so he would have to take a whole action to kind of sort of rip it free, but the gun arm is pinned, and he.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so do you want to describe that again, Lady Salvo, or?
Describe it again.
The gurney goes flying, the guns go firing, and the gurney slams up against the agent formerly known as Smith.
I'm using bullets like hammers to lock it in.
Arm pinned to the wall. Who is going next?
Play your card.
Oh yeah, what card do you want to put in?
Hero.
All right.
Do you want to go, Edith?
Okay. Do you have a weapon that's going to do more damage, or are we just?
I'm going to try to light him on fire next time. I have a better chance to do more. Well, I was also going to ask what long burst does. That my carbine does long burst is 7 rounds, but I don't know what that does.
The long burst. Ross, do you know what that does off the top of your head?
Yeah, so when you burst, you're going to get a bonus to your attack. Rapid fire is on page 125. A long burst, you get a +4 to hit, but you also malfunction on a 1 to 3. So if you roll above a 3, you're in good shape as far as the malfunction, but you get a +4 to hit out of the total on the attack.
Okay, I'll go with that because my kinesis has a penalty, so I still have awareness up to try to help us.
Can I taunt the demon to distract it while he is shooting?
You could do that, yes.
Okay, it may not go well, but I'm gonna try.
What are you going to be doing?
I am going to tell the demon that none of the monsters that I have ever hunted have been caught so easily, and I'm going to make weapons out of his infrastructure.
Out of his infrastructure.
I'm going to turn you into a thing that I use.
You've seen the duster.
Lily, please give me. Now he is very vulnerable at this point, so you will your taunt will also will basically give him a penalty to act. So go ahead and give me the roll.
Oh, that's a pretty good roll. It could have been a really great moment, but we're at a 12 total.
You could have been a contender.
Well, it could have been a 20. It would have been so good. It was a 19.
And what did you get, Lily?
So I got a 19, which is a +6, and then I don't have any points in taunt, so it's just my charisma stat, which is 6. So it's a total of 12.
All right. Well, it is not a good success, but it is a success. So you will make his actions even more difficult for this round. And Lily, your destiny card that you get for this action is coup de grace.
Oh, perfect.
Mark, is your turn.
So if I try to trick him and shoot him, it's going to be the -2, right? Because it's multi.
He is already So he is already very vulnerable thanks to the arm pin and has a taunt on him. So
You could go for the called shot for damage.
That's so it does no penalty; it just adds damage.
it's
Well, there's
-4
a-
to hit, +4 to damage. I was saying that the additional trick, the best case that you would get would be like you could increase his penalty. If you want to do it, you're more than welcome to.
No, that's okay. So having fought techno demons literally my whole life, where's the one vulnerable spot that I should aim for? Face, ocular.
Yeah, I mean,
Sensors.
here's the thing. It's a techno demon. They're not known for having vulnerable spots.
Question.
But if you put all of your rounds like in the same spot, like pick a spot and like, yeah. What's your question, V?
When can you play Cosm cards?
You can play Cosm cards essentially whenever.
Okay.
Is there a reason for that?
It's your Cosm card.
Well, it's go for broke, so you would ignore 4 points of penalties this round.
Are there any penalties to shoot with called shot?
Called shot's -4 to hit, +4 to damage.
Oh. You've seen my dice tonight. It's up to you.
Why not? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's do it.
All right. So watching, I imagine V screaming into the monitor. Go for broke, Anton!
Your visa has been revoked, and I shoot you.
All right, go for it.
Yep. So no penalties, but like aim shot. So
If you're bursting, you get +4 as well.
yeah, that's pretty damage, though, right?
No, it's just +4 to hit if you burst.
Yeah. +4 that, but the aim shot is +4 damage, right?
Yes.
Correct.
So why? I'll spend another possibility. I rolled a 4. It's like, really?
So it's good I played.
Woo! That's one above a malfunction.
Yes.
Followed by a 10. So 29 is
Woo!
+9. I started at 15. So 24 to hit. Chugga, 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 chugga,
All right, that is an outstanding success.
Yeah.
So 2d6.
2d6.
I'm already starting at 17 because it's +4.
Mm-hmm.
5.
I left all of mine at the studio.
What did I say? It was 17. 22, 23 points of damage.
All right.
As I put
Yeah.
7 rounds.
Did you have the 4?
That's with the 4 because I'm starting instead of 13.
Okay.
I started 17 damage.
Okay.
All right. So 23. Yes.
That's good.
All right. So 23 is up by.
I made the mistake of putting all my dice together to count them, so the curse rubbed off on all these dice because they weren't rolling this bad consistently.
They're plotting against you.
So,
They are.
So
You
Anton,
need to make an example.
would you like to spend any cards?
I had plus.
Because at this point you have inflicted 2 shock on this person.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. He's tough.
Well,
23, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything that'll do more damage. What can I do? Does anyone else have anything to help?
Lily could trade you her coup de grace.
It's not in play right now.
Yeah, they've gotta be in play.
Okay,
In
then
combat.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Mark, I put in rally so you could discard your cards and immediately draw new ones.
There you go.
Yep, and don't forget, one of you could do an all, I have all in my head because that was what was just used.
Critical moment.
A critical moment where you put all of your cards out and spend them all.
I don't have any others that would help, but rally is in play and you get to discard your cards and
So you trade your play card for his play card. He
Wait,
plays
what about-
rally.
Moment.
Once per act as a free action, a character such as you, or a player may put her entire hand into her pool. This is called playing for the critical moment. These cards must be used immediately to affect one character's actions, either the character who played them or an ally. Any cards that are not used are discarded, meaning the player's hand and pool are both completely empty after playing for a critical moment.
Okay.
You could play all your cards, and I could use the coup de grace right
Yeah.
now, which is an extra D6.
Yeah, add a bonus die to your successful attack. And then I have Inspire. All Storm Knights can have their choice of one possibility, a draw from the Destiny deck, or can recover 3 shock.
All right, so you can play that one as well.
Yes. And then I had Leadership, but I don't think that helps us right now.
Not really.
Because it
All right.
allows me to play cards
Okay.
directly to you, but
Yeah.
I can do this. I've got coup de grace in my hand, so I could do a critical. I could do the critical moment. All right, so
critical moment, or can he just? Well, I guess we want to know what
All
he's
right.
going to. It's like I have
So-
rally.
Yeah.
hero, which means you can spend it you spend an additional possibility. That it's not going to help him at this point. He's already at outstanding. Opponent fails, which there's nothing to fail at the moment. But then there's coup de grace,
Same thing.
which says you can add a bonus die to the damage of your successful attack.
Okay.
So there you go, buddy.
All right, I'm going to roll an extra D6. Let's hope for infinity and beyond. I got a 5, pretty close. So
All right.
20.
A 28 is enough to damage this guy. So you inflict
3 shock. What?
no. You inflict a wound
Yay!
and
He's
and
put a
2
mark
shock.
on him.
Yeah. Where did you shoot him at, Anton?
It was all in the face.
All right, you can see there are scorch marks, there are pock marks. The metal of his face is dented, and he was thrown back against the window hard enough to shatter it. I think it is Edith's turn, Yar. And no, Edith taunted. V, it is your turn.
So what's going on in the basement?
These the people have kind of set this up. You can still hear what's his face calling for backup to come in.
Is there an intercom in the basement? Like paging Dr. What's his name?
Sure.
Okay. Well, what I'm wondering is if I can, from this room, send feedback through the intercom to distract them. So kind of taunt them via intercom feedback.
Yeah. All right. Give me a roll.
Whatever. Computers?
No, this would be this is an interaction attack. So this would be a trick.
Okay.
Guys, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I just take the microphone and the squawker I have, and I just. I'm gonna spend a possibility because I can't spend cards from my hand, correct?
No, not in combat.
Come on, 20.
I put willpower in play.
Okay.
So that gets me to 21, which is +8, and my trick is 11, so 19.
All right. So you successfully get a player's choice on this. These guys did not have a high trick to respond to. So in addition to increasing their DN, like to do whatever they're doing by 4, what is kind of your goal here?
I am trying to. I mean, I know they successfully put the dino head on, but I'm trying to interrupt whatever other ritual components are going on. So, make their ears bleed.
How about
confuse them? I don't.
I will say that would this be okay? The feedback and the noise that you generate just kind of reverberates through the underground parking garage, and buys the police time to actually get into position.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it. I'll radio them, like, cover your ears. I'll screech it, and then give them time to get it.
All right. All right. It is now Edward's turn.
Oh, and I'll put my other willpower in.
All right. Edward gives a quick pull on the gun, growls in anger, and spends his. He's going to take a multi-action. He's going to pull himself free, but then also as it looks like he throws his hand out at Anton, but you can see that the wrist sort of comes free of the forearm, and there is one of those chain whips that's sort of attached with his hand being the weight at the end of the whip.
I've seen this.
Go gadget hand.
That's right. What's the point of having cool techno demon things if you don't get to use them? Oh no, Anton, that's a natural 20.
Oh no!
You're gonna get demon slapped.
I got rid of my opponent fails, so.
Anton, the techno demon.
Remember his penalties.
I understand, but he got a plus. He got a +8 to the roll. So yeah, this hand kind of comes out. But you can see that it clenches into a fist in the air, and little spikes kind of come out of the front. You got. I rolled a with his stymied penalty. a 21.
I'm sorry, I'm just picturing Three Stooges.
Blackjack.
I believe that is an outstanding success versus your dodge.
I have a 12 altogether right now.
Okay, so no, that is merely a good success. Come on, roll on the desk.
He would have actually hit me with that.
But you didn't do anything. I shot him in the face.
So Mark, what is your toughness?
12 with 4 points of armor.
That will be 2 wounds and 4 shock.
Woo!
Hey, Jim,
Yep.
before I forget, was taunt one of the approved actions this time?
Oh, yes. Yes, it was. Transfer. Play to give any number of possibilities to another Storm Knight. From your pool, not just from like the random pool, and not from Phantom of Truth's reserve pool.
I give you infinity possibility.
That's Phantom of Earth is the GM's phylactery, and it's where I hide extra possibility to use over the course of this campaign. So Anton, 2 wounds and 4 shock.
I have to have a possibility to attempt to soak, right?
You do.
Okay. I take 2 wounds and 4 shock.
Would you like a possibility? Because I just got. Oh, I can't use it though. Dang it.
All right, so there are 1, 2, 3 of you, so that is a multi-action penalty of 4.
Jim, I think I might have a thing.
What is this thing that you might have?
It's a perk called Natural Leader, and I can spend possibility to give other players cards from my hand.
So he still wouldn't be able to play it. You would spend a
No.
possibility to give him a card in this scenario, but he would still have to put it into play. So with a -4 penalty, 17 drops to a straight.
This is his
0.
second action?
This is his second action. He is going to attempt to impose a to make you all basically vulnerable, where you would get +2 to your next rolls. As he pulls it back, the chain wraps around one of the doctor's necks, and he pulls the doctor in. This one dies first. And so, do any of you have... so you're going to be looking at your trick. That's the defense. I rolled a 14. Is that equal to or above your trick?
Yes.
All right, so then you're going to be at... Is it more than 5? All right, is it more than 10? Yeah, 5 or more is the threshold. All right, so you guys will have a +4 to your actions next turn, as he is threatening this doctor's life. Yes, V.
So there's no -4 penalty right now. You said something about a -4 penalty.
He has a -2 penalty
Oh, okay. Never mind.
to his actions. All right. You warily engage is our new card. Heroes go first. Attack and defend are approved actions, but all heroes are fatigued. And 2 shock to every character at the end of their turn. If you were wearing heavy armor, which is essentially with a fatigue penalty, which is essentially Edith, you will take another point of fatigue. So at the end of your turn, you will take 2 or 3 points of fatigue. But heroes are up first, and attacking is an approved action.
Lady Salvo.
Okay. I will rise up to my feet, sort of dramatically, have the Batman eye narrow as I sort of lock in on Smith. I don't know who you are, she says. Click. Drawing back the hammers on her 45s. No one else is going to die here today because of your actions. You betrayed us. You tricked us. But you're not going to escape justice. And I'm going to level both. This is the first time she's ever done this. Level both pistols at one target.
All right.
and I am called shot.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so I'm already at a +4 penalty,
Yep.
and then the or -4 penalty, and I'm at another -4 for the called shot, so I'm a -8. I'm doing a short burst with the two pistols.
Okay.
So that makes it a -6, which is a little more helpful. And here we go.
All right.
I suspect I'll be spending a possibility on this. I definitely will be spending a possibility on this. All right, so the die roll is a 22, which is +8. That would normally be. Actually, that neatly it knocks out all the penalties, so it's 22 is the total result.
But you were only at -6 with the burst, so you're technically at +2 to your right.
24.
24.
Yeah,
right.
24.
A 24 is an outstanding success.
All right. So it's the damage plus 2 dice. Oh, that's a 6.
Okay.
It's total there 6 and 10. All right, so it's 24 plus 4, 28 damage. AP2.
AP2.
Yeah, I have armor piercing ammo.
All right. So a 28 is beats it by 9, 10, 11. Beats it by 11. And 11 is 2 wounds and 4 shock. I cannot afford to take that. I'm going to try for a reality roll.
Oh, you're taking it.
Can I spend my last possibility to make one of those shots let the doctor out, or would that be something else?
I would totally allow that.
All right.
All right. The doctor kind of drops to the ground, stands up, George Clooney-like hair waving in the flashing lights, and then just sort of very cowardlyly jumps over into the nurse's station. You just hear a bunch of squealing coming from the other side. All right,
Dr. McDreamy.
Dr. McDreamy. All right, I'm going to try a possibility moment here. All right, what's my reality rating? All right, I got this. That is an 8. All right, that drops it. All right, so he takes another wound.
He's at 2
Kind of
wounds.
goes flying back. What was that, Mark?
He's at 2 wounds now. Then
He's at 2 wounds. He would have taken 2 wounds and 4 shock. He soaked one of the wounds, but he still got it's hit now. That nice 3-piece suit is just shredded in the by the burst of bullets from Lady Salvo, revealing a chest that definitely has like a metallic under like techno armor underneath it. It seems to kind of be moving as it tries to like reform. Lady Salvo, you are there in front of this guy. Who is going next?
Oh, I get a card.
You do get a card. Your card, sir, is... Play this card, please. Nemesis!
Well, I can put it into my hand right after this. So.
Yeah.
doesn't that keep this guy alive?
That does make this character a personal enemy of your Storm Knight. Both you
I don't
and
need
the
to fight this
foe
guy again, just
get
for the record.
3 possibilities. Edith, are you going next?
We got that with the Frenchman.
The Frenchman.
Yes.
He's already a nemesis.
I can go next unless Edith, you got something ready to.
No, please take it, Anton.
So is the doctor working his way a little bit looser since Lady Salvo?
No, he definitely fell free, stood up, and jumped out of the way.
Okay. Pyrokinesis. Not that I have to gesture. But
all right, so Mark, first you're going to be you're still at the trick has not yet worn off, even though the doctor is working his way free, and you are already sustaining a power, so that's going to be a -4 penalty to your psionic.
Okay.
invocation, if you will.
Target is his dodge or dex. So. Not bad with a 15. I will spend my willpower card that I had in play. But that goes to the total. So let's see. So 15 is 2 kinesis, so that's 15. Minus 4 is 11. Plus 3 would be, well, I don't know. Does an 11 hit his dodge?
11 does not hit his dodge.
Okay, I'll spend the 3 from the willpower to make it a 14.
All right.
But it's just a hit.
A 14 hits him, yes.
It's normal. Okay, it's 14 fire damage.
14 fire damage.
And I get a card.
All right, so that will...
Oh.
I don't have any more possibilities, so he goes to 3 wounds and 4 shock. And Mark, your card is connection. Yes, Ross.
So as our hated enemy goes up in cleansing flame, the law of hope kicks in, and anybody who wants to refresh their possibilities may.
Oh, so I can do that too, right? I'm an anybody on that card.
Any Storm Knights only.
Definitely
You're
not
only
this
getting
guy.
possibility from the chat. You don't need it from cards.
Yeah, you have possibility phylacteries.
I do.
There's just something about Core Earth that's inspiring right now. It must be all the violence.
That's right.
It's Philadelphia.
Gunplay and explosions are very Core Earth.
They really are. All right, Edith. The chat would like to know, Edith, seeing as you're such a hot topic here on the Pale Horseman. Do you have any special ammunition to use with your crossbow bolts against this techno demon?
Not against a techno demon. I obviously need to invest. I'm gonna see
or
if,
the GM needs to
my
start bringing
good
in
friend
more
from
vampires.
Sparkle
This
can hook
could
me up.
be a GM problem, but
Yeah, they're wondering if she has a Slayer gun, which has special rounds for armor piercing or silver.
Yeah. No, she's got a crossbow. All right, what are you doing, Lily?
We gotta. Vampires and werewolves are not as high tech.
Put one of your silver bolts right in his eye. One more wound.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot this guy again.
Called shot.
My shot skill is not that great, but I guess I just upped on possibilities. So okay, sure, called shot.
So that'll be at a -8 total because you're at the -4 from the trick.
All right. Seems
I've
unfair.
got connection play, but I don't have anything to give you a bonus to help.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we'll see where we get.
All right.
You don't have to do called shot. We have to do a lot of damage to this guy to do anything. So
Yeah. We'll do a called shot. It's fine. I have a not great feeling, but an okay feeling. Spend a possibility.
Okay. What's that?
So this time I
Timely law
rolled
of
a
hope.
10. This time I rolled a 10. Does that explode?
If you roll
Yes.
a 10, it explodes.
Okay, great.
I mean, not this time, Lily. Any other time.
I mean, fair and reasonable. What happens if I roll a 1 as my explosion?
It just gets added into...
It's just a 1.
Yeah.
All right.
So you have an 11 plus whatever you rolled on the
We're at a
first...
20, which is 7.
Okay.
And then I was at -8.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what am I doing? Oh, missile weapon. So I hit a 9.
All right. So your crossbow bolt, like through the window that was shattered and into the gurney right behind him, kind of quivers next to his head.
Sorry.
So what's going on in the basement?
At this point, you can see the they have their hands over their ears, and there is blood. Kind of, you can see like just on the far side, you can see sort of blood hitting the ground, and one of the people on the video throws their head back in this, just like lets out this howl of pain, and you can see the police officers are starting to kind of come in and converge on this area.
Okay. Seeing that mischief is managed, is there a helicopter pad?
On the roof?
Yeah.
There is.
Can I try and see? I mean, there's something in the middle, there's something in the basement. Can I try and pan up there and see if there's anything going up there, like escape plan or another way out? Or...
As you flip the toggles and the sliders, you do see a helicopter, blades spinning. There is a woman in a long, sort of 1930 style coat, just kind of holding on, like looking right at the camera because the camera's over the door. And she turns back and says something and then waves and goes. But she is wearing sort of a very bluish purple mask over her eyes.
Lapis.
Horses.
I will. So she's gesturing to someone up there. So someone else is with her.
Pilot.
I will radio, or I guess I'm still on the phone with Anton, and I'll radio the police. There's someone on the roof, and I'll tell Anton, tell Salvo, Lapis is on the roof.
All of our customer service reps are busy. Please hold.
All right, I think that is everybody's...
The roof is on fire.
Do not forget, you all take 2 points of shock. Unless you're Edith, you'll take 3 for being fatigued. And I'm just going to take a short aside here. One of the people in chat, I'm not sure how to... I see Greg at the end of it, so I'm going to go with Greg. I would agree with you, Greg. That's kind of where my thought went as soon as she said she didn't have the gun. If you want to take the Bulletsmith and retitle it to Boltsmith, I'm 100% on board with that. And you could have special crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
You're going to get XP at the end of the session. Just something that you don't have to. Just not going to limit you.
It's an option.
It's an option.
Okay.
Remember Archie.
Could I play transfer into the pool so now all of my hand is in the pool?
So does it put all of your hand in the pool?
No, but I've already played 2 other cards.
Okay, so whatever's in the pool. Okay, all right. This guy, the former Agent Smith, like you can see the sort of blood kind of coming down over the metallic skull. You realize it's not his. He's not bleeding. It's whatever has been grafted on top of this techno demon. He sort of looks at the 3 of you, looks to the ground. Damn. Still core Earth. And he's going to attempt to maneuver past Lady Salvo and get to a window. You were the one who was saying you were standing kind of like right up there to put him in there. So I'm going to use your maneuver as his difficulty to kind of make this push. And
You have chosen poorly.
Oh, I know. He's also going to make this a multi-action and attempt to hit you with the chain whip fist.
Go gadget fist.
That's right. All right, here we go. All right, listen. I really need you to come through for me right here. That didn't work. All right, so 3 wound penalty. I'm roll of -2, which takes the penalty to -5, -7 with the multi-action penalty. So I assume neither an 8 hits your dodge and a 10 does not hit your maneuver.
My maneuver's 15, so.
All right, so he tries to hit you. His feet sort of get caught up in the gurney, and he ends up just sort of falling into you and then staggering back upright. Thanks, dice.
New card?
New card. Always the hard way. Villains go first. There are no bonuses or penalties on this card, and any multi-action is considered approved. All right, he is just going to kind of pull the whip back, and now he's got so many penalties, but I'm going to try the multi-action again. He first tries to hit Lady Salvo, and then slam the fist into a fire extinguisher. Seeing that Lady Salvo is just too fast for him to get around, he's going to try and obscure the area with a trick. All right, 17, not bad. Yes. 4 plus 4 minus 3. Multi-action -2, so net -1. So much math. All right, his melee attack is only a 16, which I know doesn't hit Lady Salvo's dodge. But his trick is a 13.
Dope.
All right. So you are you're going to be at +2 to your the difficulty of your action this round, as this just cloud of white foam just
me or everybody? Or?
Just you.
Right. Okay. And what did he? What's his total on that?
That was a 13 for his trick.
That's over 5 on my trick. So.
All right. So you'll be at +4 then.
I'm at a +4
difficulty number. So, yeah, he is making your attacks on him harder.
Yeah. He got me. He got a good result on me.
He got a good result. So, who's going first? You can hear him as he kind of moves through the foam. Who's up?
Is
Oh, if I go, can I aid Lady Salvo?
turn on the AC, suck all the smoke out?
No, because this is just for, it's a one action thing, so it's sort of it's even obscuring the cameras.
Okay. Then I will
Question.
wait.
Answer.
Since I already have awareness up, if I do my kinesis, is that considered multi-action or is that not?
No, that's a concentration penalty.
Okay, so that's just a concentration penalty.
I like it. I like where
I just
both of
wanna know
your
if
heads are at. Yeah.
If it gives me the bonus, because I have no cards left. Well, except the one that you gave me, which was nothing.
I have coup de grace in play.
Very
All
good.
right.
Do you want to attempt to take him out?
I have not performed well.
Okay, I'll just. But the stymied is gone, right? So it's just the -2 because I'm concentrating.
Just the -2 because you're concentrating.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to drop awareness and just hit him with kinesis so I don't have the penalty.
Okay. Target number is 12, Mark. Luckily for Lady Salvo, even if this goes wrong, she's in a cloud of flame retardant foam, and so the pyrokinesis will, not hurt her.
Maddie could turn the oxygen on in the room and flooded it with oxygen, so when I hit it, it could have just exploded.
That's a neat idea.
Next
Is it
time.
the right kind of flame retardant, though, because, they've got all different types of fire extinguishers, and I don't know what type of fire he uses.
That's fair. Remind me
And
to
if
tell
it
you about
hasn't
my
been
dwarven
inspected
trap.
It's a hospital. I'm sure it's an ABC. Covers everything from electrical to grease to burning people.
Probably.
So am I flammable or inflammable? I can never remember.
Those are both the same
They're both
thing.
bad.
The trap I want to design has a dwarven sign that says, warning, creature ahead, inflammable, and see how many PCs don't use their big spells because they're like, we can't set it on fire. No, it's actually incredibly flammable. Mark, what'd you get?
Okay. 18 is plus 5. That gives me an 18. So that would be a good success, which will give me a +1.
Go for it. So your base damage is 14.
14 +1, and then Lily can always give me the coup de grace.
All yours.
Do it.
In the box, not on the floor. Okay, give it to me because that was only a 1.
Coup de grace. All
So
yours.
it gives you 1 extra d6.
Yeah, and I rolled a 1. So instead of 14, it's 19.
All right, Mark. A 19, and the creature goes, like you just slag, like you can see the fate, like the metal, Lady Salvo, you can see it through the foam, you see like the metallic face sort of light up and then start to slag.
We just Terminator 2'd him.
To the roof, to the roof, to the roof.
Whoop, whoop.
I thought you said basement.
No, roof. Roof. Go to the roof.
It's now on roof. I thought they built it in basement.
Lapis is on the roof. Go to the
Ooh.
roof.
What? I yell out to everyone in the hospital. Lapis is on the roof.
I'm running.
I'll run to the roof.
All right.
Okay, we're on the roof.
All right, so that's another 4 floors. And by the time you get up there, you can see the helicopter is pulled away from the roof. And she is watching you, and you kind of get that V, you've left the one screen up to kind of see how the police are doing. The police have everyone in custody. They're face down on the ground, hands cuffed behind their back. They've sort of moved 2 of the vans so you have a really good, clear view of this strange standing stone in the basement. And you see it like Officer Livingston is kind of waving at you, kind of pointing back over his shoulder. And there's this briefly you get a little flicker of static. And when it comes back, Officer Livingston's hair is longer. He's a little tan. It looks like his clothes have torn a little bit. Still kind of pointing back at the thing. You don't know what it is, but it seems to be turning on.
No.
And that's where we will stop for tonight. And when we come back next week, we will be doing a dramatic task resolution to see if you can stop this Stela from coming online. So thank you all for watching. As always, thank you all for playing. We will be back on Thursday with our Fading Suns adventure, and back here next week on Tuesday for our next Torg game. You tune in every day of the week for Ulysses channels material. They've got the Ulysses Worlds. Robert's doing a bunch of stuff with the Dark Eye. We've got shows for Myth, Tales of Legend. You can see Ross and I talk to you about the new Ulysses property as we're the writer and developer, which
Both.
yeah.
So, yeah.
On it, you can ask us questions in the comments. We will get back to you there. We can do the other live play, as I said, on Thursday nights for Fading Suns. I'm JM, your GM. These are my 4 horsemen, and when we get back, we will see if they can stop Lapis's dastardly plan. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you in a week.